Hi, my name's Joseph Norton. I work at the audio shop of Fayetteville, Arkansas. I have about 17 years of experience in the industry, and I've been here at the audio shop for about 2.5 years on and off. My biggest challenge this year, well, I imagine that's going to be probably the same thing that everybody is going to be saying, and that's COVID. The whole everything being on back order, not being able to get products, not being able to keep up with the demand because so many people were wanting to buy so much more this year versus other years in the past, and not being able to get the product to do the jobs. That's probably been the biggest hurdle for this year. So as far as how my coworkers would describe me, well, I don't really have coworkers. It's just me and the owner. I would say if you had to ask him, he'd probably say I'm a pain in the ass. I'm not the fastest in the world, but I'm meticulous, probably sometimes a little too meticulous. As far as influencing the store culture and the culture of the area around me, I would hope that I influence everyone I come into contact with to just do better. One up yourself. You don't have to one up each other. Just do better overall. As for my installation specialty, I would have to say wiring has always been my specialty. I'm very picky about wiring. But for the last couple of years, I've really dove off into the tuning aspect and DSP. I love tuning. That's my favorite part of the job. Every part of it every time I do a system, I can't wait to get to the tuning aspect just to see how good I can get it to sound. So I'd have to say this year that's become more of my specialty than even wiring. My philosophy is do it right the first time. One of my pet peeves is having to go back and do something a second time because it wasn't done right the first go around. What do I want customers to remember about my installation? I want them to remember that they can trust it, that it's going to be done right, that it's going to be done to the best of my abilities, and that it's going to be quality. They're not going to pull panels apart or see something, wires hanging out. If they pull a panel off, have to service something, that it's just going to be a rat's nest under there. It's going to be neat and tidy and soldered, all connections solid, things like that. That it doesn't matter if it's a person that doesn't know what they're looking at or a professional of 50 years, they're going to like what they see. So as far as the people who have influenced me the most this year, I would have to say Curtis Whalen from Pyramid Customs. I believe he's part owner, does tremendous work with fabrication, things like that. It seems like every other day he's posting some piece of work that just inspires me to say, wow, I want to try that. And I've really tried to step up my game to try and keep up with some of these guys like him. And so I'd have to say that this year he's the person I've followed the most and tried to emulate the quality that he does on a daily basis. Another person the next person that was probably the most influential on me this year for what I've been trying to do would have to be Mark Eldridge. I've dealt with him on several occasions throughout the year, learning how to sharpen my skills as a tuner. DSP processing has come a long way, and it's becoming more and more predominant in my field. So he is my go-to guy. I mean, he knows his stuff, and he is not afraid to share it with me and with anybody. He's been a great mentor, helped me a ton, not just this year, but since I've known him, he's always been extremely helpful. But why the top 50? Why should I be in the top 50? Well, I don't know that I really should be, but I would hope that my work and my work ethic would put me in that top 50 class, mainly because that's what I strive to be, is one of the best. I know there's a ton of great installers out there. I don't necessarily think I'm better than any of them. I just hope that I could at least be a part of that group, because that's what I go for every day, is to be the best. I want to be the best in this industry. I want to be among the best in the industry. Okay, so here's my little mini toolbox that I use to do the bulk of my installation. It's where I keep all the quick tools. I can pull this up to whatever vehicle I'm working on, not have to keep going around everywhere to find everything I need. Keep my voltmeter and everything. Keep this for problematic customers, so I can put that on their car afterwards. Just kidding. And then of course you got your kneeling pad. You gotta have 0 gauge crimpers, positive ground kit, must-haves. Let's see, we've got our big work table. Just had lunch. Then let's see here, I got my little work table with my laptop and tuning mic and equipment and DMRTA, Turn Lab, all the good stuff. Then I got my big toolbox. Here, let me zoom out a little bit here. Yeah. It's got all the extra stuff in there. Junk drawers, pry tools and pick tools, stuff like that. Bunch of extra junk. More screwdrivers and things like that. These screwdrivers are over on the other toolbox. Then you got your pliers, thread kit, oscillating tool, air tools, hole saws. This thing's great for taking off decals and all kinds of crap on cars. Then you got your big tools for pry tools and sockets and all that stuff. Another junk drawer I've got. This was all organized over there with these kind of trays. Was organized in here, fills it up nice and neat, but when I moved I dumped it all out, so I haven't had time to fix it. It did look like this. It will again soon. Wrenches, different specialty sockets, triple squares, stuff like that. More fabrication stuff like woodworking. Most of that's back in the wood shop now. Heavy duty items, lockout kit, grinders, things that I don't really use that often, but when I need them, they're there. More electronics and junk drawer for that. Very unorganized, but that's what it is. Electronics, wiring drawer, spare clothes, Prilosec for those long nights, and these for the long days. So that's pretty much it for that. Charging stuff, all that good stuff. And we go back here. See, those are the trays that are supposed to go in that big junk drawer. Haven't fixed it yet. Got our sewing station where we do our upholstery stuff, where we wrap stuff up and do upholstery. Paint booth for when we need to paint stuff. Sandblasting cabinet for obvious reasons. Welding area. Don't do a whole lot of that, but every once in a while you do. Fabrication room. This is where we do all the gluing and the stapling, drilling. Sanding station, table saw, big fence. My personal favorite part of the room is the table routers. We use this for 1/4 inch bits. We use this for 1/2 inch bits. Works out pretty well. All of our templates and stuff that we use. We recently just got a few new kits, so we're still organizing where all those are going to go. That's pretty much it.